Hey everyone, this is Steve from GamersNexus.net, and I am joined by Nick Pinkerton. We just finished our first day at PAX Prime 2013, where we were on the show floor all day, and I spoke to a couple of hardware companies, Nick spoke to a couple game companies. So Nick is going to be starting us off with The Wolf Among Us, then we're going into Wolfenstein, a little bit of Lords of the Fallen, and then I'll follow it up with Intel SSD Overclocking, which is a brand new thing, and Cooler Master's Half Stacker. So, Nick, what can you tell us about The Wolf Among Us?
Well, The Wolf Among Us is from Telltale Games, the same developers that made The Walking Dead, and there are actually a couple elements that they borrowed over from The Walking Dead, like the dialogue. There are multiple options in the dialogue wheel. You can even choose silence as an option, and there are a lot of reactions that these characters will have during that series, and the variety in those interactions is pretty crazy. So they've basically just taken that to the next level. They also let you act out combat situations or combat scenes by choosing different objects in the environment to interact with, and so basically there's a lot more variety in those scenes. So it's really taking The Walking Dead, bringing it to a new level, and really putting it in a noir setting that kind of reminds me of Sin City, the comic book or the film, and just putting this beautiful like neon coat of paint on top of that. So that's going to be a lot of fun to play. It comes out later this fall. And then I also went by the Bethesda booth to talk with some people about Wolfenstein, the New Order. So that's a Wolfenstein shooter where you're running around in kind of like post-World War II Europe. And really, I didn't think that the World War II setting was anything that we hadn't seen before, but it was really cool to see that on a more current-gen engine. If you played the games like Rage or the Fallout games, so you're familiar with what Bethesda can do from like a visual standpoint. So I mean, that's definitely still worth checking out. And there are a lot of new like mechs and technologies that kind of come later in the game as you get later into the stages. And lastly, Lords of the Fallen. If you like Dark Souls, that's definitely a game to keep on your radar. The executive producer, he was the one doing the demo presentation. The guy's worked on The Witcher 2, he's worked on Skyrim, and Kingdoms of Amalur, so I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a game that we want to follow in the future.
Very cool. And as far as the hardware front, for the hardware enthusiasts out there, Intel SSD Overclocking is a sort of new thing. They have a utility coming out. It's all software driven. You can overclock the ASIC, you can overclock the actual frequency of the bus, and that improves the speed from what we saw, at least a couple, like 15% or 20% in the least, and that's ideally useful for when you're writing large video files, because that's hammering your I/O, so that's your biggest bottleneck. We're actually doing a full video on that tomorrow, so check the site for our interview with Intel's SSD engineers and the overclocking lab, where we'll show you how it works and how you can do it. The Cooler Master Half Stacker is the other item I wanted to talk about. There's 2 full videos on that and an article already on the site. The Half Stacker is actually a fully modular enclosure, so it's a full tower enthusiast solution that can actually stack multiple mini cases on top of each other, and that's an endless until you hit a weight limit, obviously. So you just stack the rails. It comes with one of their module boxes. If you pay $170, you get the module box and the full half 925 mid-tower solution, and then you can purchase additional mini ITX form factor boxes. Each one of those can either fit another machine, or it can fit 2 360mm radiators each. So if you bought 2 of them, you could fit 4, and that's obviously ideal for enthusiasts building a custom liquid loop. And check the full article for that if it interests you. You're looking at video footage of it right now. So that's it for the first day of PAX Prime for us. Check back again tomorrow for our Intel footage. For more of our Lords of the Fallen will be up by then.
And then we're also checking out a game called Shadow Warrior.
Shadow Warrior, yes, with Lo Wang.
Lo Wang.
Lo Wang. So check that out, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.